All right, Rashim. So I know when we talk technical training, it's a whole nother animal as we compare it to traditional models. And would love to kind of get your insight on when you're doing hands-on labs, how to make that agile for the development team as well as the service teams that are involved with that.
Absolutely. So there are three key components when you really look at the cloud computing industry and any training that's based on cloud, for example. It's always, the training is always delivered on the live environment. So there is no sandbox that we are working off, which means that anytime there's a change that happens in a service that's associated with the cloud, your training is obsolete if it talks about that service or hands-on labs that actually work on that service. So the three components that we focus on as we develop labs that are more agile. One is very clear communication with the service and the product teams, which essentially means that they understand what is going to be the impact on the training and actually these labs if they roll out a new version of a product or services without letting us know. And it's important because sometimes the service teams do not really know. They inform the customers and everybody else, but they forget to inform the training teams.
Yep.
So that's important, and having very tight alignment with them to be able to test out the services that are going to be deployed and change your hands-on labs accordingly. The second piece is kind of making your labs and the lab instructions resilient to this change that happens. And how can you do that? It's essentially still providing them guided instructions, but not referring to the actual buttons or the names or verbatim, because most of the times the UI changes happen very frequently as well, and you have to stay away from them.
Yep.
And then also including less screenshots in your training material helps as well.
Okay.
And then the third piece is, after these changes have happened, and if at all there is an impact on your labs, make sure that you communicate it out to the instructors, to your customers, to anybody who is taking those labs to be able to know what's going on.
Okay.
Because what is most frustrating for the customers and people who are taking those trainings is when those labs don't work and there's no clear communication around that.
Great. All right, so I'm hearing communication for your service teams, your production or product development teams, making sure the training is resilient and making sure those instructions are clear so everyone is on the same page when we all begin.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for that.
Thank you.